What's going on, my people? It's your boy, Mr. OBF, back one time for your mind. Welcome to the OBF, the network, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, donate to the channel. Go to OBF The Real, Cash App, and donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. Need more information to subscribe and donate to the channel? Down there, scrolling below the screen, people. All right, man. The big fight is tonight. Canelo versus Crawford. It's a big fight tonight, man. I'm gonna give my predictions of who I think gonna win this fight. But I want to hear Antonio Tarver and Zab Judah. They get their predictions. They talk about the fight. Let's listen to a lot of what they say, people. Let's get into it.
MREC TV.
Welcome to the show, fellas. Welcome to the show. Let's get straight to it, man. Let's get straight to it. The big event is taking place this Saturday. Man, the audience, the boxing world is very divided on this one. You know, Steve Espinoza said you could kind of see the divide when it comes to race, right? You know, the majority of black fans are voting for Crawford, or they're rooting for Crawford. The majority of Mexican fans are rooting for, Canelo.
First of all, I love Sway, but come on, Sway. Come on, Sway. First of all, it's going to be like that. Listen, one of the most racist sports and race matters in sports, one of the most sports that actually race matters a lot is boxing. And then maybe tennis is probably second. And then maybe after that, probably golf. And then maybe soccer and all that other shit. You know what I mean? And then baseball maybe, right? But race matters. People are very more cultural when it comes to race, or just, it's not a race thing. It's more of a cultural thing, right? Like, you're going to rock with your people. You know what I mean? In boxing, it's like that. Like, so I never take offense. Shout out to my brother Bell in the building. What up, brother Bell? I feel you on that. We're gonna talk about it, but yeah, man. I don't take that shit personal in boxing. Like with fans, like riding with their people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay to do that. For me, for some real weird reason, it's okay in boxing for me to be okay with people siding with their own when it comes to, they fighters and shit. I just don't like the racism that comes from them. Just like be honest, like the bias shit that I have. That's the bias shit. I think it's more bias than race. But when you're talking about people siding with their own, I have no problem with that shit. Because I just think that, like, it's naturally for any person to do that, right? Whatever, culture you come from, whatever race you from. Especially in boxing. It's just like that. But come on, Sway. Come on, man. That ain't nothing new. That's my point. Like, come on, stop. Yeah, it's a lot of black people only riding with Crawford because he's black. But that don't mean a lot of them know anything about fucking boxing. But anyway, let's move on.
Oh, I want to know from you guys, based on your expertise, how do you see this fight playing out? Zab, I want to start with you.
For myself, I think it's going to be a very excellent fight. It's going to be a very intriguing fight from the beginning. But I think that once the fight starts, and my prediction, if Bud comes in the ring, because that's my prediction of who I think is going to win Bud.
Okay.
So I think if he comes in...
Let me stop that there. The one thing about Bud Crawford, I can say this. We don't know what Bud going to do when he get in that ring. Bud is one of those boxers, and for me, he's just one of those boxers It depends who he's fighting. Like he has that like he's really even different from Floyd. Like you know what Floyd gonna do, right? You know what like a Tank or Canelo gonna do. But Bud is one of them different type of fucking fighters. You don't know what he gonna do when he get in there. You just don't know. There's one thing about Bud, like Bud proved a lot to me in that Earl fight, right? That where like I was saying if it was the old Earl, what he did by standing in there with Earl, it wouldn't have happened. That he probably would have got beat up like real bad. But I think Terrence got sneaky power, unexpected power. Like he's one of those type of fucking fighters. Like you don't think that he got that type of power, but he does. And it shocks fighters. Right? You know he can throw them hands. You know he got power, but you don't know how hard Bud probably hits. And he's accurate, and he's a switch hitter, and he's an accurate fighter. Right? He's not real reckless. So we don't know what Bud gonna do in this fight. Honestly, like that's what's probably so more intriguing about the fight. As the fight got closer, I wasn't really interested in this fight, but as closer it got, and I knew it was gonna happen, I was more interested in it because you really don't know what Bud gonna do when he gets out there. Now, mind you, it won't shock me if Canelo wound up knocking his ass out. That ain't gonna shock nobody. But we just don't know what Bud gonna do when he get in there. We just don't know. To me, this is probably the second elite fighter that I think that's making Bud Crawford who he is. And this actually means more. I think this means more than the Earl fight. Because it's nobody else he can really fight after this that would mean anything. And I think Terrence knows that. So this is one of those fights where he has to nigga go down and swing it, nigga. My honest thing about Terrence Crawford is that and I don't think he gonna fight scared like Jamal Charlo did. That ain't in Terrence thing. Terrence is a calculated fighter, and he's very smart in that ring. His IQ is very high. Listen, Terrence Crawford may shock some motherfuckers. I'm gonna get more into that in my prediction, but I'm just saying we don't know what Terrence Crawford gonna do in this fight. We just don't know. He's just one of those fighters that you just can't wrap your head around. Like, what is he gonna do when he get in that ring? You know what Canelo gonna do. You know what he gonna do. You don't know what Terrence Crawford gonna do when he get in that ring. And that's what makes this fight intriguing. Like, kind of make you like, you gotta watch this shit. Because you don't know. But it wouldn't shock nobody if Canelo knocked his ass out. I'm just being honest about that. It wouldn't shock me. And this is the reason why Canelo probably didn't even want this fight. Because it's going to be like, we kind of figured that. So, if he wound up fucking knocking Terrence Crawford out. But, I don't know. We'll get into I'm going to tell y'all my real true feelings about it.
As starts letting, Bud go, what I'm saying? Start out with right-handed and switch up to the left-handed style, busting Canelo up, making him miss, hitting him with great counter punches and counter shots. By the 11th round, he'll be softened up and we can sit him down.
Sit him down.
Sit him down. Sit him down.
Hold up, man. We have never seen anybody sit down Canelo Alvarez.
So let's say Terrence Bud Crawford has been doing things that we've never seen done in boxing before. He's been doing it.
What is it that he's done? And by the way, I'm a Crawford guy.
He was the first man to become undisputed.
All right,
2 different times. I mean,
that don't mean shit. That don't mean shit. And this is what I'm saying. This is what's so intriguing about this fight. Let's just be real. Terrence Crawford fought his last fight against a dude at 154, and he never hurt that. He never hurt that dude ever in that whole entire fight. And you talking about somebody like Canelo Alvarez, bro? That's very calculated and has a great fucking chin. We ain't never seen Canelo hurt. We seen Canelo stunned before, hit with some shots. Is that I always tell you, like, even when, like, remember when Tank and Roach fought, and Tank and Roach was hitting him with some fucking great shots. She was like, damn, that probably have put a couple of niggas out. Right? Because he was getting countered. Tank was. But you didn't think that Tank was hurt. You just like, dang, ooh. Right? You seen the same shit. You seen people do that to Canelo. But I ain't never seen Canelo hurt. Ever. Never seen Canelo hurt. And one thing that people is not realizing too, Canelo got good defense. People like sleep on his defense. He's very, what's the word I'm looking for? He's very cautious about how he move in that ring. He's very defensive. Like, people don't really realize that shit. And then it even helps even more with his defense because he got a good chin so he can take a shot. So it's like, yo, I ain't never seen Canelo hurt. Sorry. And he been in there with bigger dudes than Terrence Crawford. I know it probably hit way harder than Terrence Crawford. I don't know. Listen, like I said, this is an intriguing fight. Like I said, what shocked me is Terrence Crawford getting hurt. It wouldn't shock me. But I don't see. It'd probably be even more shocking if Canelo get hurt in this fight from Terrence Crawford, or like Zab is saying he gonna put him down. I don't see that. I can see Terrence Crawford probably whooping Canelo ass, but not hurting him, like not beating him up. He ain't gonna do to Canelo. He ain't gonna do what he did to Earl Spence. He's not gonna do what he did to Earl Spence to Canelo. That's not happening. That's not happening. I'm just telling you that now. Now, he may whip his ass, like I'm talking about outboxing him, and hit him with good shots and win the fight off the scorecard. I get that. But he's never going to hurt Canelo. Listen, I just don't see that. Listen, that'd be a big of a shot if he hurts Canelo. Honestly. Canelo got a chin. Canelo might run out of gas, but I haven't seen Canelo run out of gas in a lot of fights, and he never was hurt. And got hit with good shots in later rounds. So, nah, listen. If Bud does that, that nigga's special. I'm just being real. Because I ain't never seen Canelo hurt. So, you know, I get his ab. You riding the gravy train. I get it, nigga. But come on, man. Stop being disrespectful at this point.
He's moving up and down the scale of the weight classes and dominating these fighters. But nobody thought he was going to dismantle Earl Spence like that.
Yeah.
Nobody thought that.
Well, hold up. One person did.
No. First of all, I didn't. But Like I told y'all in boxing, everybody has a chance of winning the fight. Regardless if they're the underdog. They always have a chance. Always. That's why I always say this to everybody. I say, when you move, especially when you move up and more up in competition, for all boxers or any of you're a fan of a boxer, you never say, oh, Tank gonna dog walk him, or Crawford gonna dog walk him, or Earl gonna dog walk him. I made that mistake with Earl. I made that mistake. And like I said, I can make all the excuses. I know part of why Earl lost, but that's why you ain't seen Earl come back yet. There was some real shit he said when the fight was over and he was back with his peoples. He said, oh, now I know how I feel to get your ass whipped. To be in this type of predicament where you get your ass whipped. Because Earl ain't never got his ass whipped. Now, he been in brawls. He been in fights where he was, it was a fight. But he ain't never get his ass whipped. Earl got his ass whipped that day. And he ain't never seen it. And Earl it is not, I told you, some fighters, you think a lot of times it's about the physical shit. It's the mental. It's the mental. Somebody beat your ass like that, you kind of second guess how tough you really think you are. Like Manny Pacquiao is one of them different type of dudes. Like where he get his ass whipped, it ain't nothing. There are rare fighters like that. That's rare. Like a Manny Pacquiao type motherfucker, that's a rare motherfucker. But a lot of fighters, probably 90-95% of them, they get their ass whipped like that. They're not the same. They never come back the same. Some fighters know when they get in those situations, they've been in there where they was getting their ass whipped, a part of them dig down even deeper and fight back more. Some, when they get in them situations, after they got their ass whipped, it's like a trauma that happens, and they get back to being, oh, I'm getting my ass whipped now. Oh, I remember this shit before. Like, you get what I mean? It's like it's trauma. And I think that's what happened to Earl. That's why you ain't seen him in 2 years. He never got his ass whipped like that before from nobody. So, yeah, but Earl's not Canelo Alvarez. He's not Canelo. And I'm just being honest about that. Canelo is a different nigga, man. Like a different dude, man. Like nah. But let's move on.
Yeah. I mean, okay, even though Thomas said that, but we didn't think he was going to do it like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We knew he was going to beat him. We didn't think he was going to do it like that.
Like he was going to dominate him like that.
Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Earl Prince is one of my favorite fighters. You know what I'm saying? He still is having a tough time coming back around. You know what I mean? So when fighters are doing things like that, that's the level.
One thing I'm gonna tell you, Zab Judah knows all about that. Because Zab Judah, when he first got knocked out and fucked up the way he did, he never was the same after that. He never was. So Zab is one of those guys, like, I'm not taking nothing away from what Zab said. Because Zab actually knows what I'm saying. Zab, it happened to Zab. Zab was never the same. I forgot who he got knocked out by. Because it wasn't like he was getting dominated in the fight, but a motherfucker hit you with a punch and knock you. Yo. But it's one thing, too, of getting beat up. Like getting fucked up. Like motherfucker beat you up. Dominate you, manhandle you kind of in a way. It's like nothing you can do. Like anytime you try to throw anything to fight back, this motherfucker got something to fuck you up. Like, and that's what Terrence did to Earl. So, but I know I don't want to make excuses. I'm gonna get Terrence Crawford his props, but I know that wasn't the real Earl. Because if he'd have fought Earl a couple of years before, if he got in that accident, it'd have been different. Earl was fucked up from that accident. You could see it in a lot of his fights, bro. After the accident, he was not the same, bro. That's why, to a certain extent, I was hoping they didn't fight because I knew Earl wasn't the same. And Earl let Terrence weight drain him because Earl did not want to fight at 147. He wanted to fight at 154. So it was a lot of shit with that, but they kind of had to, but they kind of didn't. But it is a fight for 147, so I get it in a way. Like they had to do it, but Earl was a big enough star to be like, nah, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. And it wasn't for like one belt or something like that. But man, I get it, man. I get it, man. I get it. Shout out to Earl. He's still one of my favorite fighters of all time. He's one of my favorite fighters, top 5 all the time. All time. One of my favorites. So shout out to my brother Earl, man. You know what I mean? If he come back, he come back. He don't. He's still one of my top 5 favorites. So shout out to my brother Earl Spence, man. But he got his ass whipped. But that don't mean shit in this fight with Canelo. I'm telling you, it's not what y'all think it is, man.
Full of greatness that I'm saying that we're gonna see tomorrow night.
Okay, and what about you, Antonio Tarver, who is very? I was telling Antonio that how much I enjoy his commentary and his expertise when I watch him cover fights, even if he's covered it from home live from his IG. Yeah. You know, I love what he has to say. You do not hold back. How do you see this fight playing out?
Well, I must say, I'm Bud County all the way. Bud County. I've been following this guy for a long, long time, man. Southpaw, switch hitter. And he's a two-fisted monster.
Yeah.
You know, he used those hands better than anybody.
That's true.
But he is fighting Canelo Alvarez.
Yes.
Right? You know what I mean? I think moving up 2 weights is going to be challenging. Mm-hmm. But if anybody can do it successfully, it's a guy named Bud Crawford.
How is he going to do it? Zab said it.
And Antonio Tarver is being biased because he's a Bud fan, but he's being realistic too, and I respect that. Because the one thing I respect is that Canelo Alvarez is a different dude, man. And Bud is going up 2 weight classes. Listen, it's one thing that when you on your off time, you walk around in a certain type of weight, but that don't mean that's in shape weight. Right? Like at my best, I'm probably better off weighing about $160. Right? But my walk around weight that I usually walk around with, a lot of times if I ain't doing I'm not exercising or I ain't eating right or whatever, I'm about 175, 185. I'm in between that. So, but that ain't a good weight for me. Like probably right now, I'm probably about 170. Right? So I'm okay shape, but I ain't totally, still I'm like 10 pounds and not in real good shape. Like I can lose 10 pounds and be better off and feel a little better. Right? But yeah, that's a lot of weight, bro. That's a lot of weight in shape weight. Because like I said, you move different when you're a little lighter. I tell people that all the time, you feel a little better when you lose, like you always better in shape or can move a little better when you at least 20 pounds or 15 pounds lesser than what your walk around weight, right? Well, not exercising and just eating or whatever, right? But I always tell people, I like, excuse me, I don't gain weight as much as people think, like if eating, because I don't eat that much, right? I gain weight because I probably drink a little, my beer and shit like that, and I don't really be out doing a lot of shit too much, right? Other than working. But when I am eating right and shit like that, and I'm working and shit like that, and I'm doing shit and I'm exercising, like, yo, my best weight is at 160. I can move around, nigga. I probably can lift more and I probably can push more. I'm stronger more when I'm around 160. I probably can lift more than when I'm at 180. I'm stronger when I'm at 160. Like, honestly. So I'll be telling people that shit. Like, this weight shit is real. Let's move on.
If he softens him up by the 11th round, he can sit him down.
Well, when you look at Canelo last few fights, he hasn't been really active. He hasn't been throwing combination punches. It's been like one punch at a time, one here, one there. And I think he's going to have to get back to this.
Yeah, but my thing is, have you seen him hurt? Like, that's my thing. He been fighting bigger guys, bro. They've been way bigger than him. But they ain't never hurt him. That's my thing. You can talk about Canelo. He slowed down. He don't throw all these combinations. That's cool. I get that. That's more of you saying Crawford can win a decision. I can see that. But you talking about putting Canelo down. That is different. We ain't never seen Canelo hurt. Like, that's what I'm talking about. This is why, a part of why I don't like some of this shit in boxing. Like, stop being biased. Like, you ain't never seen Canelo hurt.
Boxing combination style. I think if we see the Canelo, and I call him Saul show up, the one guy that defeated Plant. That was the act of Canelo that I believe will give anybody problems. But the Canelo we've been seeing recently, it just seemed like, he don't have that hunger or intensity that he used to have.
Listen, I think Antonio Tarver is partly right about the hunger. We won't know till the fight happens how hungry Canelo is. It ain't even about his hunger. But I get what he's saying. How do Canelo feel about this competition? Right? Like, I don't think Canelo thinks that anybody can fuck with him. Right? Like, it's almost like Terence Crawford damn near got to be embarrassing Canelo. And the one thing that I do know about Canelo through the years of watching him fight, there's only one fighter that really genuinely embarrassed him. And that was Floyd. And that made him very frustrated. I know they talking about Andy Alga, whatever his name is. I forgot the other dude he fought at 160. He was a mover. He gave Canelo problems, and people thought that he lost that fight. It's not a fighter that made Canelo I never seen Canelo embarrassed, right? A fighter, right? A fighter embarrassed him, other than Floyd. Now, if Terence Crawford can do that, but that was when he was young. I think if you ever see when Canelo feel like a motherfucker trying to embarrass him or trying to get tough with him, or playing like motherfucker, you think I don't hit like that? Like, you play with Canelo like that, like, yo, Canelo start hitting you with some shit. And listen, Canelo been fighting bigger dudes. They ain't been like real small dudes like that. The dude's always been bigger. But I don't want to go necessarily off of Terence Crawford last fight. He he was moving up in weight, and I guess he was trying to prove some shit a little bit. I don't know, but Crawford didn't look that good in his last fight either. Like, people be acting like, oh, he looked good at 154. He fought a dude with a fucking chin. This dude was like that. Like, he wasn't scared of Crawford or nothing. Crawford hit him with some shit, and he never hurt him. You talking about Canelo Alvarez? That dude he just fought is not Canelo. That dude was an awkward fighter too at that. You're not talking about somebody that's awkward. You're talking about a dude that his whole style kind of depends on his defense and power and his IQ. So, like, you're dealing with a different breed of dude, man. I listen. All I'm saying is this. If Crawford think that you're going to sit there and slug with a nigga like Canelo Alvarez or that last fight that he fought the little Russian dude or Ukraine dude, whatever the fuck he was, you think you can sit there with Canelo Alvarez and go back and forwards like that? You got another motherfucking thing coming. You got another thing coming. This ain't Earl Spence. Canelo is not Earl Spence. And I'm telling y'all, Canelo in shape. And I don't listen to the Bud people. I don't want people to get all upset tonight or tomorrow if Canelo knock his ass out. Because I keep trying to tell y'all, Canelo has a fucking chin. And he ain't never been hurt. That's why I always tell people, like, a lot of times, like, people think that, oh, you think they're gonna get us, like, you think they're gonna just get us. Canelo already gonna get the scorecards because he's Canelo. It's like Tank. Like with the Roach shit, I was saying that shit. It might have looked in a way that Roach was winning rounds, but you gotta remember, he's Tank Davis. You gotta really knock this nigga out. You can't really outbox him. You gotta knock him out. And I'm sorry. Listen, Terence Crawford is right. It's a small percentage that he can win this fight by decision, but Terence Crawford gonna have to knock Canelo out. And I don't see that. My honest opinion, I do not see that. I'm not saying Terence Crawford can't do it, because I'm not going to doubt Terence. Because when he did the Earl, I did not see that shit coming. But this ain't Earl Spence. And you moving up 2 weight classes? Okay.
Young kid coming up. And I think when you look at it, being hungry in boxing is important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think they're fighting for 2 different reasons tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And that's true too. I believe Terence Crawford, this will, for him, and for a lot of people, and I think even for me, that ain't a big fan of Terence Crawford. Because I still don't think he fought nobody but Earl Spence. And now he's fighting Canelo Alvarez. My honest opinion. He maybe got about like 4 or 5 other motherfuckers on his resume. They all kind of be like, okay. Sean Porter, I get that. I give him that in a way, but Sean Porter kind of was in, I give him Amir Khan. I give him that. Didn't he fight Amir Khan? That's what he did. Didn't he fight Amir Khan? No, he fought Amir Khan. He might have did, but I don't think he did. I think that was Canelo. But what's the other dude? Little London dude. I forgot his name. Earl Spence fought him. Earl Spence already broke his other eye socket and shit. So I don't even count that. That dude battered already. So it's not like Terence Crawford has fought somebody you be like, yo, all right. Even with the Terence Crawford shit, it's still like an asterisk there a little bit for him. No lie to you. Right? I'm just being genuinely honest. Did Terrence Crawford really, like, he fought a fucked up Earl? You get what I mean? And a part of that was his fault, and part of it was who he was signed to. But, you know, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. I think Tank recognized that too. Because everybody, we're gonna talk about the Tank shit too. But I think people they so upset about him fighting Jake Paul. It's an expedition fight, you know. I don't like that Tank is fighting him, Jake Paul. I think it turned off a lot of Tank fans, and I'm one of them. Like, I'm kind of like, yo, what the fuck is you doing? But Tank from the city, and I know where he come from. I know, you know, some of the people that he know. I get it. It's about the bag, right? But I think him fighting Roach, because one thing that Tank got exposed on, like he got really exposed. Because I'm honest, man, I'm a Tank fan. Everybody know that. But I'll be real. Tank got exposed in that fight. When a nigga is not scared of you, and you didn't hit him with some shit, and he don't go down, his defense kind of somewhat as superior as yours too. His IQ is high. He a counterpart. Listen, Tank got exposed. And I think Tank didn't take, I know a lot of reasons why he didn't, but I think Tank should have fought Lamont Roach. I think, and I'm going to be, it came out that Lamont Roach was being thirsty and disrespectful. And I think Tank sees himself as but not see himself, he is. Fuck him just seeing it. He knows he is. And I think everybody knows he is. He's the cash cow. He's one of the cash cows. It's him and Canelo. And him and Canelo is a little different, yo. Yo, when you in that position like that, yo, you don't like people disrespecting you, bro. Like, yo, nigga, be humble. You're not shit without me if I don't give you no fight. Like, so almost respect me. Like, you can come at me and say you can beat my ass, and I get that, but the level of disrespect that Roach did, that's why that fight didn't go that way. That's why that really didn't go that way. And what happened was when Tank, because from what we knowing, or what some of the shit I knew, a lot of that shit, Tank shit, they already knew a lot of this shit was getting ready to happen. Like, far as them arresting Tank and all this other shit, they was just waiting on the prosecutors or whatever to dismiss it or not, right? They knew this shit was getting ready to happen. And they were just waiting, right? And then in that time, Lamont Roach was being so disrespectful. I think Tank like, all right, bro. You think you like that? You may be a good fighter. You may expose me a little bit. You're a tough fighter. I get that. I respect your fight, your fighting game. But nigga, who you think you talking to? Like, and I think Tank is like, man, fuck that shit. I'm not fighting this nigga until I want to. I'm gonna go ahead and make this $200 million bag real quick. Feed my family. Because a lot of legal shit, Tank been spending a lot of money, bro. And you got to remember, Tank said, I got shit like back when he was fighting Frank Martin. And he was saying, my deal is bigger than Floyd shit. He had shit already planned too. So, like I said, you know, and I think shit got fucked up too, because I talk to people behind the scene. They that no Tank. Listen, they said, yo, they wasn't even supposed to fight Lamont Roach. The Shakur Stevensons, that's who they was looking for a big fight, and Shakur he didn't want to fight. And mainly the main fight was Lomachenko, and Lomachenko didn't want to fight. That was supposed to be one of the big paydays. And Tank having seen a big payday, listen, when he fought fucking Frank Martin, he made about a good 10, 15 million. That's nothing to him. Because, you know, especially after coming off that Ryan shit, he made so much money. And that wasn't nothing to him. And so it was like, all right, let's do this Lomachenko shit. If I beat Frank, I had to come back. Frank was kind of like a warm-up for him. But at the same time, it was a real big fight. He made it big, and they made it big, right? Shout out to Frank. I love Frank. That's my dude. But after he beat Frank, he didn't make that much money off that shit. And so he was like, all right, now I'm going after the niggas that they say that I'm scared of. And let's make some money. And it was supposed to be big bank. Lomachenko decided no. He didn't want to do it. So he was like, all right, well, fuck it. All right, fine. I'm going to go to Shakur. Let's go do this, Shakur. Shakur didn't want to do it. That's another big bag. Regardless of how I feel about Shakur, it's still a big bag. Shakur didn't want to do it. So, like, I'm just telling y'all. That's how a lot of this shit got fucked up. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, I'm back, people. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what happened. Like, Tank lost a lot of money because niggas didn't want to fight last year. And so Lamont Roach was like the last shit, you know, and he made a little money off of that, but that wasn't a lot of money, bro. That's not what he wanted to do. That wasn't the plan. And so Lamont Roach was like somebody that nobody, like, Tank didn't want that fight. Like, that wasn't, like, for all his business people and all that shit, and even Tank, they didn't want that fucking fight. You know, it just, Tank was, you know, added to the fucking Lamont Roach fight. He was trying to fight again by the end of the year. And it just never happened because Lomachenko retired and Shakur did that bullshit he did by going signing with Eddie Hearn. And it just fucked shit up. But I think Tank fucked up too with that. Because I think even though he didn't want to, his thing was he did, people I know that know Tank, he didn't want to put no money in Eddie Hearn's pocket. But he still fucked up because I still think that's $100 million fight with him and Shakur at that time. It would have been big. And it's probably big even more now. But, you know, Tank fucked that up. And he fought Lamont Roach, bro. And so And then that fight happened, and everybody was. Some people thought it. A lot of people thought he lost. Some people didn't think he lost. Like, you know what I mean? Or some people thought it was a draw. I thought it was. I thought Tank won, but I can see how people looked at it as a draw. I didn't see Tank losing. I just didn't like the way he fought. He made that shit look like Lamont Roach really was on his level, and I didn't like that. You know, he didn't fight like he normally would fight. That you know what I mean? It's just my own personal shit. So for me, I don't think he lost. I just thought that, yeah, if you gave him a draw, I'm cool with the draw. Because Tank did some bullshit in that fight. And I just didn't like how he was fighting. But I can see how people looked at it like he lost. So I wasn't really mad. Either way, I'm not mad. It just was one of those fights. It went down in the draw. They supposed to fight again. Rematch. I'm good with that. Right? Because I'm not that fucking biased when it comes to Tank. People think I am, but I'm not. But nah, bro, like, but I think Lamont Roach fucked the fight up. He disrespected Tank. Tank is, him and Canelo is the cash cows. You can't disrespect them niggas like that. You notice Terrence Crawford did not disrespect Canelo. That's why he got that fight. Canelo did not want to fight Terrence Crawford. But he couldn't help it because people pushed for it. Everybody wanted it. People behind the scenes, we're going to give you the money you want. Or you want that money? Sheik was like, all right, I'll give you the money. And mind you, Terrence didn't disrespect Canelo like that. No way, not like what was his name? Caleb Plant. No way on that level, bro. So, like, Terrence got that fight because he never disrespected Canelo in the way that a lot of those fighters do. That's why Benavidez never got the fight. People keep acting like Canelo scared to fight Benavidez. I don't think it is that. I think on real talk, when it comes to Canelo, it's a principle with him. You just can't be disrespecting me, bro. And I think that's what happened to Roach. I think it's like, yo, nigga, you can't keep disrespecting me, bro. Acting like, all right, I get you think you can beat me, but you're not going to personally disrespect me, bro. You're not getting no fight with me. I'm the cash cow. I don't need you. And at the end of the day, Tank don't need him. Now, the boxing fans, us as boxing fans, a lot of us want that fight. But for Tank or Canelo, yo, they like, yo, I don't need these niggas. Y'all need me to fight them because that's what y'all want. But I don't need them to make money. And we as fans keep forgetting that. This shit is about business. It's about money too. This nigga Tank get ready to make almost close to $200 million or $200 million or probably more with fucking Jake Paul. Way more, triple, quadruple more money he would make fighting fucking Lamont Roach. But anyway, y'all keep on. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to my brother Bell in the building. Shout out to John in the building. Shout out to Roy in the building. Shout out to Bruce in the building. He's not getting another $40 million, bro. That's not happening. I don't know where you getting that information. Yo, this nigga get ready, him fighting Jake Paul, nigga, he get ready to make $100 million. First of all, his you know how niggas get their money before and then they get the actorship? Tank is already getting $100 million. He's already getting that. So no, he's not making no $40 million. I know you probably trying to be funny, but no, he's not getting no $40 million, bro. He's not getting $40 million, bro. Just telling you that now. That's not happening. That's not happening.
Right channel.
That's not happening. Tank is getting way more money than that, bro. Way more money than that. Triple and double of that money. Just being real. Now you hearing the scuffles out there of Floyd Mayweather fighting Mike Tyson. Like, yo, if that, listen, I don't know for 100% that's true. Shout out to my brother Bruce in the building. Listen, I don't know if that shit is really true or not, but that's the stupidest shit ever. Nigga, go fight Roy Jones. I know the Mike Tyson shit seemed like it's bigger money, but I think the Roy Jones shit is about closer to that too. And he don't want to fight Roy Jones, but he'll go fight Mike Tyson. Like, yo, come on, bro. Listen, this is why I don't like Floyd Mayweather. This is why I don't like him. I don't take away his skills. I tell you, Floyd is probably one of the greatest fighters of all time. He's at least top 5. But yo, this is why we don't like Floyd. Like people like me, like I don't like Floyd, yo. Like, yo, you doing some shit to be petty. Roy Jones called you out. But I told you something about Floyd too. And that's where Tank get that mentality from. In a way of like, nigga, you can't keep disrespecting me and think, you know what I'm gonna do? I don't think this, like, it's partly is about Tank. If it's true that he trying to fight Mike, but I think the other part is like I told you, it's like that shit with Tank and Canelo got. Like, nigga, I'm a cash cow, nigga. Let me show you that, nigga, you talking shit about me, nigga. You ain't on my level. You don't make more money than me. And Floyd did some more disrespectful shit. I don't think it's really about Tank as much as people think, but I don't like that he's doing it. But because it seems like he's trying to show Tank up a little bit, and I don't like that shit. But I think it's more about Roy. Roy disrespected him the way he is. Like, for Roy to even come out and be like disrespecting fucking Floyd Mayweather, like, yo, get the fuck out of here, bro. Nobody ain't saying you great. And Floyd, listen, Roy Jones was great, nigga. Listen, Roy is, to me, he top 10 greatest. I just don't know where I place him. But because I had to really dig deep down into my boxing rankings, and really after this fight, after this Canelo and Terence Crawford fight, I kind of can. Then after that, then I can kind of probably give y'all my top 5 and top 10. But right now I can't. But because I want to see what Terence Crawford or Canelo. Because if Canelo beat, like, I don't even think like, are we gonna give more props to Canelo for beating the shit out of Terence Crawford if he beat him? Like, that's my thing. And I think like a lot of Canelo fans is feeling the same way. Like, yo, if Canelo just go out there and knock this nigga out, like, yo, are we gonna get the Crawford people? Are y'all gonna give Canelo his props? But I don't think y'all would. Or Canelo haters. I don't see it. But my point is, Floyd did that shit to hurt Roy Jones more than anything. Like, nigga, look how I step up, and I'm gonna make way more money than you. Watch how big this be. I think it's a stupid fight, my honest opinion. But people going to watch that shit. I ain't gonna watch it. I'm not watching that Floyd and Mike Tyson fight. I'm not watching that shit. I'll probably catch a clip or something when it's over, but I'm not watching it. But anyway, let's move on.
The rebuttal. So you got a guy in Canelo who's been in there 3 times with Triple G.
Right.
One of the best punchers of his generation. Been in there with B-Ball.
another guy with power. He took it all. Why is Bud different? You're saying, Bud is going to do something that Canelo and Bivol were unable to do.
Listen, let me say this. Shout out to my brother Bruce in the building. He said some shit. Listen, I can see how people looked at Tank lost that fight. And I'm telling y'all, the real reason that fight looked that way is because Tank was too arrogant. Tank was trying to be a character. He was trying to, like Tank don't have to act like that. Like the way Tank was acting, like people got very upset at Tank, how he was acting with Frank Button. Like people really thought that Tank wasn't focused. People like me. I didn't think he was focused in that Frank Martin fight. But I was wrong. He was very focused. But I seen flaws in that of Tank. I don't like Tank doing the Floyd shit. I don't like it. I like Tank humble. I like Tank letting the motherfucker know I'm gonna fuck you up. But humble. Great fighter, but I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm different. Like I like that. But Tank was overboard. Even in that Frank shit, I didn't like that. And then the Lamont Rose shit, I didn't like that shit either because it just like he was doing shit that he wasn't focused. It seemed like he wasn't focused. You know? And like I said, he only won that fight with Frank Martin is because of Coach Cal and Coach Kenny being first and second. You put your fucking motherfuckers that been fucking with you from day one, second and third. Nah, bro, that ain't work. And that's why that fight looked the way. So I'm not mad at people thinking that he lost either. Because he wasn't himself. He didn't look himself. He was acting different. You had your coach, your main nigga. I'm not, listen, let me tell you something. Only way I put another coach if I'm fighting or some shit like that, I can't get my coach if I can't get him. But you know Coach Cal and Coach Kenny is dropping everything to fuck with you. You the cash cow. You the number one motherfucker. So it wasn't that. That nigga Tank, like I said, I don't want to get too deep into that because I know people that know Tank and they told me about it. He had issues with Coach Cal and shit like that. Not Coach Kenny, but Coach Cal. But they a team. They won. They won. So it ain't, he just did some bullshit in that corner. All that shit he did in the corner. And I was like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Well, I got this. Like, no, you don't. Listen to your fucking corner. Listen, you ever see somebody like Tank? Like I seen that last fight, I seen a dude that was above himself. He was too arrogant. And that's why that fight looked the way it looked. So I'm acting like you above shit, bro. I didn't like that shit. I criticized Tank in that fight. I genuinely did. Everybody was acting like, people acting like, oh, you don't never criticize. Listen, I didn't get mad for people that think that Tank lost. I don't think he lost, but I can see how y'all think that. I can go with a draw because he didn't look bad, but he didn't look himself. That was some bullshit that he fought. I didn't like that. There's a lot of fuck shit Tank was doing. And I'll be honest. But anyway, let's move on.
Skill level. Different type skill level. I'm telling you, watch. We're gonna see it set tomorrow night. It's different skill level when it comes to this. The hand craftsmanship is different. Watch.
And I can say when you look at those fighters that you mentioned, GGG and Bivol, they're great fighters. But I don't think you can classify them as sharp punchers.
Right.
Sharp punching is a different type of punch. It feels different. You understand? It has leverage. And you're hitting the mark. You're hitting this guy where it hurts.
Right.
That's the difference. And I call that GPS. A lot of guys don't have GPS on their punches. They don't know.
Listen, and he's not lying about that. And listen, you remember when even Rolly, or even Lamont, or Ryan Garcia, they didn't say that Tank hurt them. It's the accuracy of his punches. Right? And that's the thing with Terrence. Terrence got that shit too, nigga. Like, that's what I said. Listen, it'll shock me if he can knock out or hurt Canelo. But it's a percentage that he can. I said this shit in the Earl fight. Like, yo, it's all a fighter always got a fighter's chance. I don't give a fuck who you are. You get in that ring. Right? But listen, Terrence, yo, his shit be accurate. And he's a counterpuncher. So it makes this shit even lethal. So, and this IQ is fucking high as it's a motherfucker. I'm not taking away from taking nothing away from. I just think this is Canelo, nigga. This ain't Earl. You're talking about a nigga that got a chin. We seen Earl hurt in the fight before that. They didn't fight for a whole year. Earl didn't fight for a whole damn near year and a half. Man, come on, man. I believe the fight would have been even more competitive. I don't know if Earl would have won or not, but he had a better chance of looking better than he looked if they'd have fought like maybe 4 or 5 months later. Earl was out for a whole year and a half. Ain't getting hit. Coming off of being stunned. Like, yo, come on, bro. Let's move on.
GPS.
No real landing mark.
They turned their location off. Horace, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I'm going T-Bud, but I want to know who wins this fight, the boxer or the brawler in this fight? Well, boxer always going to win. It's always going to beat the brawler because the brawler is not in control. You know what I mean? He just swinging punches.
First of all, and that's disrespectful to Canelo. Canelo is not a brawler at this point in his career. He's not. Canelo is very, very. They trying to downplay his IQ, bro. It's the same shit they do to Tank. Like, yo, you keep downplaying these niggas' IQ. Are you like you think that? Listen, if Terrence Crawford is sitting there and just try to box him, he's not Floyd. I'm just telling you that now. Listen, Terrence is who he is. I give him his props. He's not Floyd Mayweather. Just telling you that now. He doesn't have the boxing skills and the defensive skills like Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather was the greatest defensive fighter we have ever seen. He's the best. There's nobody better than him. So please stop. There's nobody better than him. He's not Floyd. And we seen Terrence Crawford. His corner feel like he's losing or whatever. Or he feel like he's losing. And he come out there and he get the brawling. You can't do that with Canelo. You can't do that with him. That's all I'm saying. This shit might not go like they think it's going to go. You can't go brawling with Canelo. Just being real. And they keep acting like Canelo don't have no ring IQ. He don't box. He do box. He know he got power. And Canelo shoots his shots where he feel he can shoot his shots. And if you piss him off, do he throw shots? Put it this way. Terrence Crawford has never been hit by a motherfucker like Canelo that he's going to get hit with tonight. I'm telling you that. It ain't a boxer, fighter he fought or sparring. I don't care. They're not Canelo. Because Canelo can give a shot and take a shot. That's a difference, bro. But anyway, that's what I said. They downplaying Canelo. It's all good.
It's always under control. He understands what's taking place right in front of him.
So y'all both believe that Bud gonna finish by knockout. If it go to a decision, what do you think about that? That's what I'm thinking about. The only way Bud could win for me is by
knockout. Wow. Well, I mentioned that when you look at Canelo close fights and it's controversial fights, you know, he's a favorite fighter, bro. And it's Mexican Independence Day.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And he's gonna win. If they go to decision, unless we see, listen, if Canelo win and we see he got his ass whipped and they still give him the win, nigga, come on, man. We all know that Canelo got his ass whipped. Like, come on, I don't give a fuck how much the judges on his side. But the judges you already gotta, like, Bud Crawford already. You know how I tell you, like, when black people leave the house, we already got a strike on us? And I'm not trying to make it racial, but I'm just saying it's about being a favorite too. It's like even with Tank. Like, Tank already gonna be the favorite. The judge is already gonna fuck with him. He the cash cow. He the ones that make everybody money. So he already going to get the benefit of the doubt. And it's like Canelo, you know that. So you got to go in there, you got to beat his ass like Bivol beat his ass. Like, honestly. But I'm going to tell Terence Crawford and Terence Crawford fans this. Do not think, I'm telling you, and I could be wrong about this, but I'm telling you, if Terence Crawford go in there and stand toe-to-toe with Canelo Alvarez, he's going to get knocked out. I'm telling you that now. You can't sit there and go, you know, throw hands like that. Canelo is going, he going to hit you with some shit that's going to hurt you, bro. And I'm looking at Canelo and last weigh-ins and shit. He's in more shape. I seen him in, this is the best shape I've seen him in the last couple of years. Since probably the Goodenoughian fight. Goodenough, whatever the fuck his name is. You know what I'm talking about. Triple G. I'm sorry, Triple G. This is the best shape I ever seen him in since then. And I'm telling y'all, it's not like how y'all think, bro. I said this shit before about with the Earl Spence shit. He can't sit there and fucking brawl with Earl. But that was the old Earl. Like the old Earl, no, he couldn't sit there and do that shit that he did in that fight where Earl was damaged already, blah, blah, blah. Got hurt already in the fight before. He was out a long time. Like, you get what I mean? No. You can't do that to Canelo. And I'm telling you, you cannot do that to him. You cannot sit there and go brawl with him. Because there's going to be times in this fight where Terence going to feel like he got to sit there and show this motherfucker, I ain't scared of you. And I'm telling you, you cannot do that with Canelo Alvarez. Don't listen to these niggas. Don't get a big hit. And I'm not telling Terence to be scared, but you can't sit there and brawl with a nigga like that. That got a fucking chin. He got a chin. And listen, it will, like I said, it will highly surprise me that he can hurt Canelo. It would surprise the shit out of me. But I'm telling you, Canelo ain't never been hurt, bro. You ain't never seen Canelo hurt. You can say Canelo wear down and shit like that. Even when he wear down, you ain't never seen him hurt. I don't care about none of that shit. Oh, he ain't in shape, but he ain't taking shit, sir. You ain't never seen him hurt. So why y'all sitting there, Terence Crawford people, y'all sitting there and fans acting like he can knock Canelo out? We ain't never seen Canelo hurt. Give me a second, y'all. This shit bull. All right, people, I'm back. But yeah, man, listen. This is just one of those fucking fights that you don't. Like I said, Turns is a special fighter. We don't know what he gonna do when he get in that motherfucker. And I listen. It would shock me that he knocked out Canelo. That should have shocked the shit out of me. But it won't shock me that if he get knocked the fuck out, it definitely wouldn't do. It definitely wouldn't shock me for that, because like I say, Canelo is not fucking Terence Crawford. I mean, not Earl Spence. He's not Earl Spence. And yeah, he looked lackluster. He looked like he had no hunger in the last couple of his fights. But even in those fights, nobody hurt him. They never hurt him. So I'm just trying to be real. Let's move on.
Weekend. I don't know if that matters at all, but yeah, he's an undisputed champion. So it's that old added statement that you got to take the title from the champion.
Yeah.
I think it looms this weekend because he's Canelo Alvarez.
Wow, man.
Now what about this way? I also got something up.
And you gotta be real. He's not lying about that. You gotta take this shit. That's why I said he can win by decision. I just don't see him hurting Canelo. I can see him maybe stunning him. Every fighter gets stunned. Tank got stunned in his last fight, but I didn't see Tank hurt. I didn't ever seen Canelo or Tank hurt. I seen him stunned. It's a difference being stunned and being hurt, and I just don't see that. I don't see him hurting Canelo like that. I just don't. Him and Tank got the best chins in the business. And it's just real shit. You can hate on Tank, you can hate on Canelo. Those two niggas got the best chins in the business. I have never seen them hurt, but I seen Terence Crawford hurt. Like I told you, even when Earl and Terence Crawford fought, I seen Earl hurt in his last fight. And I took it as he got stunned, because I seen him start to fight back a little bit. But he was hurt. I go back and look at that fight now. Earl was hurt. And then the Ugas fight, Ugas hurt him. Ugas hurt him. I seen Lamont Roach stun Tank. He didn't hurt him. Tank came right back. A motherfucker that's hurt, they take steps back. That's how you know they hurt. That's what happens. When people like, oh, Tank took a knee, I believe, yeah, he probably had some shit in his eye, but he should have tried to be like, oh, that's some shit in my eye. That's shit in my eye. Step back and push back instead of taking a knee. And that's why people thought that Lamont Roach, I believe he probably had some shit in his eye. Because he never was hurt in the fight. Tank was never hurt. He got stunned a couple times. Lamar hit him with some good shots. But he was never hurt. I'm telling you, you ain't never seen Canelo hurt. Ever. Ever. And he been in there with bigger fighters and bigger punches than fucking Terence Crawford. And I'm telling y'all, yeah, man. Terence can win this fight on the decision. Yes, he can. But he got to really outclass him. And he going to have to move. He can't sit there. Because if he sit there too long, Canelo is going to fucking hurt him. I'm telling you. We done seen Crawford hurt before. So stop it.
In mind, I'm also leaning towards, because of it's such a a big Independence Day, and Canelo has been such successful, and it's like his
This weekend.
What about a draw?
Oh yeah,
A draw.
Anybody seen that draw coming?
You see that? Yeah, I
Kill me.
I know.
No, it's very possible because I think that's what happened in the Tank fight. I think buying Tank, being Tank, the fucking judges was already like when you are somebody, you the money maker, you that person, it's already a bias for you. So the only way you can lose a fight if you lose that motherfucker, or that motherfucker take it from you. Like you get outclassed. And I think for Tank, he didn't outclass Tank. It was just that Tank was Tank, but he wasn't Tank. Like, you get what I mean? Like even when he was hitting Tank with real big shots and shit like that, it was like, all right. And he was missing shit too, so they was watching that shit. So, and then when he did hit Tank, did it stun him? Did it hurt him? Tank never got hurt. And I think the referees looked at that. And that's the thing with Terence Crawford. You're not going to hurt. Just get out of your mind that you're going to hurt Canelo Alvarez. It might be a lot of controversial shit that happened tonight, but I believe if Terence Crawford outclassed Canelo Alvarez, he'd do some shit like Floyd did. But at the same time, hit him with some big shit because Terence Crawford, he hits hard, nigga. So you hitting him with great shots and you not getting hit. And I say this is the way that Terence Crawford will win this fight. Don't get hit with good shots from Canelo. You hit him with the good shots. And it's noticed through the rounds. I guarantee you he can win by decision. He can win. He can win by decision. Because Terence Crawford got the skills to pay the bills to do some shit like that. Terence Crawford ain't no motherfucking bum. He can't fight. Like, no shit like that. But, you know. But if he stand toe-to-toe with Canelo like that, he gonna get hurt. I'm telling you. It's like 0.0 that he does not get hurt if he stand toe-to-toe with Canelo. It's very low. I'm telling you. It's like even when the Lamont Roach and Tank fight. Tank was so like doing shit out of his character that he hurt Lamont Roach. But he didn't stick. It's like it was no game plan. It was like Tank was just going off of natural ability. And you bet he's better than that. He wasn't even using his IQ. It was like, yo, you hurt him. Take a step back. Slow down a little bit. Let him come through. He could have knocked Lamont Roach the fuck out, but he didn't do it. Because whatever the fucked up reason Tank did what he did, but he wasn't Tank that night. Because he hurt Lamont Roach. And he could have knocked him out. But, you know, it is what it is. And I'm not trying to downplay Lamont Roach. I told y'all Lamont Roach was a motherfucking hell of a fighter. And Tank should not take him lightly. And I don't think he really totally took him lightly. But I think he did take him lightly. And that's why that shit wound up being the way it was. That was Tank's fault. That had nothing to do with Lamont. Lamont is who he is, nigga. He get busy. He can fight. But Tank could have knocked his ass out. His corner, what he created in his corner was fucked up. And that's why he lost. It ain't got nothing to do with Tank's skills and shit like that. It got something to do with his corner. Nigga, you can't have a nigga, and no disrespect to the brother from DC, like, that's not his peoples. He wasn't listening to his peoples. There was animosity in that corner before his corner was corner. I think Tank brought his corner in there. It was a lot of shit I know behind the scene. And I ain't gonna get too deep in it, but Tank didn't even want them there. He didn't even want, because he had this thing with Coach Cal. He didn't want Coach Cal in the corner. Coach Kenny, yeah, he did. He was okay with Coach Kenny being there. But he wasn't even listening to Coach Kenny, because he was too focused on fucking Coach Cal. So he wasn't even listen to Coach Kenny. I told you one thing about Coach Kenny, that motherfucker's a genius with this boxing shit. He don't get enough praise and props. I'm telling you, Coach Kenny is that dude. But he understands his place. He understands who he is. And Tank wasn't even listening to him. And it was like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? You going out there brawling, bro. You acting like you some rookie out. Tank looked like a rookie out there. He looked like when he first started fighting. And I was like, what the fuck? It's like an amateur fight for Tank. I'm not talking about Lamont Roach. I'm talking about Tank. He looked like the amateur. And that's what happened. That's why a lot of people thought he lost. That's why some people thought it was a draw. And I could understand it. Because he looked like a fucking amateur out there.
I told these guys yesterday, I think it's going to be a close fight. I don't think it's going to be a lot of action. I don't, because I just think they're both very technical fighters. You're right, Canelo hasn't been that active. Budget, it's tough to counter punch off a guy who isn't that active. So Bud's going to have to step on the gas.
No, I'm going to say this. I think he's wrong. I think Canelo is a technical fighter. I think Canelo is not scared of. Listen. It would shock me if Canelo come out there very cautious. He's the bigger fighter, right? And a part of Canelo shit is arrogance too. But you got to have that. It's an arrogance in a good way. And I think he knows how to control that, right? Then Tank Davis. Tank didn't know how to control that shit. But I believe Canelo know how to control that. I don't think that Canelo is going to go out there and be very cautious like people think. He's going to press Terence Crawford. I guarantee you that. Because he's not going to be able to fight Terence Crawford from a distance. Terence Crawford got the longer arms. He's actually taller. But I don't think he's bigger. But I think he's taller. And his reach is longer. And he's not going to be that far from, like, he's going to be very aggressive. I believe, listen, I'm going to say this. Canelo has to be aggressive. Canelo cannot go out there and fight no different like that against Terence Crawford. He got to let that motherfucker know, nigga, this is why this is a different weight class. You're going to have to prove to me that you're stronger than me. And one thing about Canelo, and I'm telling y'all, Canelo got pride too, nigga, and I'm telling you, it's not going to be like y'all think. Canelo is, listen, if Canelo go out there and, like, listen, if that fight go out there and they go out there and Canelo be this like timid, I'm like, he gonna lose. Canelo gotta fight like how he fights. You gotta let Terrence Crawford know, nigga, this is a different weight class, nigga, and I'm Canelo Alvarez. Not on no arguing shit, but to let him know, nigga, this is who I am. He got to step to motherfucking Terrence Crawford. He got to let Terrence Crawford know, nigga, hey, I get you special, but I'm who I am. I'm who I am for a reason. Canelo got to step. But be smart when you step. Don't do a Earl Spence type of shit. You know what I mean? He got to step, but he can't let that nigga, like, my thing about him, about Terrence Crawford, like, yo, let Terrence Crawford know, hey, nigga, hey, man, I'm Canelo Alvarez, nigga. You fucking one of the best. And listen, let me just say this. I know a lot of people ain't gonna get a lot of props for Canelo if he do, because I told you, if it go to a decision and he win, nah. It's still kind of, Terrence Crawford kind of still win. But in a way to other people's eyes. But if for me, if fucking Canelo knocked out Terrence Crawford, I'm giving him his props. Because all y'all boost up Terrence Crawford to be this killer. And which he is. He's a killer. But I told you, it's levels to this shit. And weight matters. So, no. Canelo is in my top 5. Honestly. If he win this fight, he in top 5 for me. Because there ain't nobody else he can fight after this. I believe for both of them. Maybe Terrence, if he loses, he can go back down to 154 and he can fight. But there ain't nobody else Canelo really can fight other than Bivol. Revenge that shit. But, you know, that money got to be right. Canelo can retire after this if he wanted to. But I believe he will try to fight Bivol again because Bivol is the only person that beat him. So I believe if he do win this fight, that's the only fight that he can fight out of this. And then even after that fight, if he lose, then he can't fight no more. But listen, if he lose that fight against Bivol again, Canelo keep fighting on some bullshit. But if he beat Bivol, I think he'll retire. But I think that Canelo can retire after this Bud fight. Believe it or not. And there ain't nothing else he can do. Because now if he got to go fight Bivol, right? I mean, y'all got to put that money up. Matter of fact, I'm sorry, it's only 2 fights. It's Bivol or Benavidez. They're the only 2 fights that he can fight out of this. But knowing Canelo, he's just one of those dudes, man. Anyway. Yeah, listen. He can fight Bivol, like Benavidez. He can fight him. I think it's a fight that everybody wants to see, but I just think that Benavidez, if just put it this way, if he loses to Terrence Crawford, now the floodgates open up. Now he got to fight those 3 guys. right? Like he got opportunities to fight, make big money. But if he beat Terence Crawford, I don't know if he fight Benavidez. I think the only person that actually ever beat him, to actually beat him, people want to see him fight, is Bivol. I don't think nobody really want to see him fight Benavidez right now. They just don't at this point. Because Canelo pushed the narrative like he's so disrespectful. I'm not giving him no opportunity. But I think if he loses, yes, it's a possibility that he can. Now, it's a real big possibility he got to fight out of those three dudes. Because two of them he lost to, right? Then the other dude, Benavidez, people feel like he's scared of, right? So, like I said, it's it is what this fight actually. This is a legacy fight. Like I didn't think it was, but it actually is for Canelo. It's actually a legacy fight. I think people don't really realize if he wins this fight tonight, Canelo don't have to fight none of you niggas no more. Not even Bivol. He don't have to fight Bivol no more. Canelo can retire after this fight if he wanted to. If he wins, he don't gotta fight nobody after this. The only person that he motherfuckers be like, oh, well, they're throwing his face like Bivol beat you, that may make him want to go fight again after this. But if he fucking destroyed Terence Crawford, or he wins this fight in a good fashion, ain't nobody trying to like see him fight Benavidez. Nobody. And I'm sorry to Benavidez, I'm a big fan of Benavidez, but nobody trying to see that fight, bro. You know what I mean? Even when it comes to Bivol, we don't really care at this point. Canelo is a fucking. He's already one of the greats, but he a legend at this point. If he beat Terence Crawford, I'm just telling y'all that. Believe it or not, because you talking about niggas that's way bigger than Canelo. That y'all want to see him fight. He's fighting a nigga that's kind of his size, but at the same time, not his size. So they gonna hold that against him. But that's what I said. If he knock out Terence Crawford, it won't shock me. There's a lot of people like me thinking that Terence Crawford is too small. He just really is to me. And it wouldn't shock me if Canelo knock his ass out. And I'm just being dead honest about it. Give me a second, y'all. All right, people, I'm back.
I said, Will here. What I think it's going to be really. I think there's going to be a lot of arguments after this fight.
Well, how do you believe? Because Espinoza is leaning Canelo Alvarez, and it's interesting that all the three black guys pick Crawford and the one Mexican.
I'm saying, yeah. I mean, California. I'm not saying, I thought Antonio was Dominican. Antonio.
They do. But how does Canelo win?
Look, I think it's skill. I think it's pace. And I think it's being more comfortable in the ring. I mean, it worries me a little bit. I mean, you guys, I have not been in the ring. You guys have. But it worries me a little bit when I look at Bud and how jacked he is, you know, how muscular he is. I mean, you know, there's a long history in boxing. There's like a prejudice against being muscular, and he's put on a lot of muscle.
No, I think that you guys are looking at Bud and saying,
and let me say this too. Espinosa is not wrong about that, because the one thing about Sugar Ray, when he went up and fought them fighters that was in, you know, above his shit, he still stayed, his speed was still there. And that's the thing that we worry about with Bud. Is the speed still going to be there? Is his foot movement still going to be there? His quickness going to still be there because he gained all that weight? Right? But like I said, if it is there, because I believe Bud is a special fighter. Tonight, we are going to find out how special Bud is. Right? Because when you start talking about all-time greats, you talk about Sugar Ray. Like, people be downplaying Sugar Ray like he not top 3. Right? Like, we love Mike, but Mike ain't better than Sugar Ray Leonard. He's not. Just being real, he's not better than Sugar Ray. So I don't have Mike over top of Sugar Ray Leonard. You get what I mean? So, and the heavyweights always get like, they get downplayed a little bit because they only fighting that one weight class, and I get that. But you talking about somebody like Sugar Ray, and like when we talk about Floyd, them niggas is different. They fought in different weight classes, bro. You talk about Roy, even Roy. Like, I don't know if Mike Tyson is better than Roy Jones Jr. I don't think that. I think that Roy Jones Jr. was better than fucking Mike Tyson. Honestly. We're just talking about who Mike Tyson was. He was exciting. He was bigger. You know, he was a big star, and I get that. But when we talking about boxing here, I don't know we can put fucking Mike Tyson over Roy Jones Jr. I'm sorry to people. I understand the impact. But overall, no. I don't think we can put fucking Mike Tyson over Roy Jones Jr. I'm sorry. So shout out to Roy. I give Roy his props, nigga. Come on, bro. Motherfucking Mike Tyson, I know we give him a lot of props because a lot of those dudes was way bigger than him that he was fighting in heavyweight. They don't like anything above 200 and something pounds. That shit is heavyweight. So they just fighting all these type of different weights. And we can give them props for that. But no. Anybody that fought Mike Tyson at the same weight, he would beat the dog shit out of. That's factual. And that's why we give Mike his props. He was fighting big niggas like that. But we don't give enough credit to like the Roy Joneses in them, the Floyds and the Pacquiaos. Those niggas been fighting in different weight classes and been winning. You get what I mean? The heavyweight is, once you get over 200 something pounds, everybody a heavyweight. So you got all these niggas fighting. You a big nigga getting beat up a little nigga, or little nigga here and there surprise you and beat up a nigga, a big nigga. Like, you get what I mean? So it's like Tyson Fury. Like, I can't call him an all-time great. I can't call Lennox Lewis an all-time great, nigga. I don't see y'all as that. Because y'all been It doesn't matter what y'all weight class. Once heavyweight comes up, it's a different thing. Did you talking about Pernell Whitaker, Sugar Shane Mosley, all them dudes, they fought Sugar Ray, all of them, Floyd Mayweather, they've been fought in different shit. They fought in weight classes. I don't know why people think I'm confused about it in a way. Because I can kind of give a Mike Tyson his props because he be fighting big niggas. I get that, but I don't like the heavyweight shit. That's why the heavyweight shit ain't really what it is. That's why Usa, whatever his name is, he don't get the props and the love he get. Because it's like, dude, come on, man. Once you get in the heavyweight, you can weigh whatever the fuck you want to weigh when you get in the heavyweight. It's not like everything else, bro. It's not like all other after heavyweight, anything before heavyweight, it matters of how big you are. But once you get in heavyweight, it doesn't matter how tall you are, how big you are, how much you weigh. It doesn't even matter. So I'm like, yo, come on, man. That's why when you seen when Roy fought Mike Tyson, it was like, nigga, please, man. Please. Please, bro. It's like when we're talking about Floyd Mayweather fighting Mike Tyson. Nigga, please stop. Stop. Come on, man. Them niggas way too big, bro. Mike Tyson way too big, bro. Mike Tyson walk around, not even in shape. He walk around about 250. You get Mike Tyson in shape, he about 225. Maybe. That's still, you know how much weight that is to a motherfucker that fought at 147? Or because I walk around at 180? That don't mean shit. We know because little niggas can beat up big niggas. That doesn't mean shit. Talking about boxing here, bro. Come on, man. Let's move on.
He came into this fight bigger than Canelo. Everybody thought Canelo was going to be such monstrous over him and supersized. And when he came here and he looked bigger than Canelo, they're like, wait a minute. But I watched some shadow box. I watched his pivots. I watched his moves. See, all of that means something. Me and Tom were just talking about this. Them little sharp pivots and them sharp moves, when you're carrying that weight and you're not carrying it right and it's not well saturated in your body, it's not going to turn the same. But when it's good and it's sitting right with you, you could, you know what I'm saying? That's what I see.
First of all, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Zab Judah. Zab Judah is a nigga that's punk drunk. He got hit. He got knocked out by niggas that weigh lesser than him and niggas that was bigger than him. That way more bigger than him. I don't take nothing that I'm sorry. Right? But listen. When he flew Floyd Mayweather, right? Because I like to be real about it, right? I like to be real about shit. When fucking Zab Judah fought Floyd Mayweather, go look at that fight. Zab Judah was the harder puncher. What did Floyd Mayweather do to him? Outsmarted him. Stay with the game plan. Shit erupted, whatever. He fighting dirty and all that shit. But Floyd stayed focused. I'm going to tell y'all something. You keep forgetting this about Canelo Alvarez. He fought Floyd Mayweather. That's why he's been great. And he's been doing what he's been doing. You think Bud can do anything in there that Canelo ain't never seen? He fought the best defensive fighter ever. Listen, it's nothing in that fight, in this fight that's coming up, that fucking Canelo Alvarez ain't never seen. But I'm gonna tell you something that Bud Crawford ain't never seen. A nigga hit that hard like that. I'm telling you that now. That if he hit you with a shot, he can knock your ass out. And listen, no disrespect to Bud, but I'm telling you, he ain't never seen that in his whole career. Even when he fought Earl Spence. That wasn't the real Earl. He said when Earl hit me, I was like, oh, he don't. This was Terrence Crawford said. He said, nigga, he don't hit that hard. You gotta understand, Canelo been fighting bigger dudes. And I'm telling you, like when he hit what was it, Jamal Charlo, he moved up, nigga, he hurt him, had to take a knee. Nigga ran the whole fight. I'm telling you, don't be shocked that Terrence Crawford get hit by Canelo Alvarez. And I'm telling you, because he never been hit by a dude that big like that. There's one thing of sparring with a nigga, it's a difference of a nigga hitting you. That's that big. And that type of strength that Canelo has. I'm not saying Canelo's going to win this fight. I'm just saying Terrence Crawford better be very aware of how hard Canelo hit. That's all I'm saying to people and Terrence Crawford fans. Stop acting like Canelo ain't that guy. He's that guy for a reason. And I'm not saying that your guy can't win. I'm saying if Terrence Crawford go in there and step toe-to-toe with a Canelo Alvarez, you going to get hurt. We seen Bud Crawford hurt before. I have seen it. And I'm telling you, you talking about a dude that got a chin. That's all I'm saying. Like I said, he did what he did to turn Earl Spence. But then his next fight out of that, he got in there with the fucking Ukraine dude that had a chin. And hit and fucking what's his name? What's his name? Canelo got a better chin than that dude. Way better chin. Or close to it. Close to it or better. Listen, bro. He didn't hurt that dude. Look at that last fight. He did not hurt that dude. They said, oh, Terrence Crawford hit. The power was still kind of the same. Okay, but that don't matter. You fucking with a dude that been hit by fucking light heavyweights. With no gloves. We're not talking about sparring. Talking about a dude that get hit. It's like Canelo, he brung in Bruce Ennis. You think it was about the power? No, it was about the style. He wasn't worrying about the fucking power, Canelo, or Terrence Crawford. He was worrying about the style. That's why he brought Boots in. Not about no fucking, like, you get what I mean? And then you gotta understand. Imagine if they ain't had no headgear on. And people talking about, oh, Boots got the best of the motherfucking fucking Canelo in the sparring. You know how they did that shit. Listen, man. Let me tell you something. I love Boots. I love for Boots. If fucking Canelo would have hit him with some of them shots, nigga, he wouldn't have did none of that bullshit. I'm telling you that now. You niggas keep forgetting about power, bro. Like I said, this fight tonight, yo, I'm gonna watch this shit. And I love that this fight is happening in a way now that we here. Because I didn't like this fight because I just thought that if Canelo beat him, he don't get no props for this shit. And I still don't think that. But at this point, if Canelo knock Bud Crawford out or hurt him and win this fight, nigga, you gonna have to give Canelo his props, bro. Because the number one thing is because Bud Crawford wanted to fight him. Right? That's number one. Bud wanted to fight him. Number two is Canelo didn't want to fight this motherfucker because he knew. So if this shit don't go the way you Terence Crawford fans think it's gonna go, and Canelo win, and he wound up knocking out Terence Crawford or hurt, you know what I mean, really fucking him up. You can't get mad. Oh, he was just bigger. No, you as a fan and Terence Crawford wanted this fight. Can't get mad at him. Oh, he was bullying. No, because Canelo did not want this fight. I keep saying that. So, but I don't want Canelo to go in there and take Crawford lightly either, because Crawford is a special fighter, nigga. Listen, this is going to be a great fight. I believe it will. It's going to be a great fight. I just think that Crawford got to go in that motherfucker and not act like he's this tough guy. Because I ain't saying run, but I'm saying, nigga, do not go in this fight thinking that you can hurt him. Right? Pick and choose where you hurt him. Right? That's Terence Crawford got to do that. But when it comes to Canelo, Canelo got to pressure that motherfucker. He got pressure motherfucking Terence Bud Crawford. He got to pressure him. He got to put that pressure on him. Let that motherfucker know, nigga, hey, man, it's a different level of this shit. They gonna have to establish some shit. I don't know how this fight gonna go because, like I said, I'm assuming that fucking Canelo is not going to. I'm assuming that Canelo is going to put pressure on Terence. I'm sorry, put pressure on Terence Crawford, and which he's supposed to do. I'm assuming that. But he might not do that. He might be too cautious. And if you're too cautious with Terence Crawford, he fuck around can lose this fight. He got to put pressure on motherfucking Terence Crawford. And for Terence, listen, you know the one thing I like about Terence Crawford is because of simple fact, and I think he got a chance in this fight. Nice chance in this fight. And he could win this. He can do the unthinkable. Because the one thing about Terence Crawford, we do not know how great Terence Crawford is. And I'm going to just say me. I'm not going to speak on everybody else. I don't know how great Terence Crawford is. But this fight is getting ready to show me how great he is. Because he didn't fight nobody, bro. All the Terence Crawford fan, no, he did not. He didn't fight nobody, bro. Or he beat Earl. I get that. Cool. This is a whole nother level. And if you can beat motherfucking Canelo Alvarez, okay, cool. If you want to come out and say, talking about age, Terence Crawford actually is older than Canelo. So we can't do that. They both in the prime. So it's listen, this is like I said, I recently recognized this is a great fight. This is where Canelo had to prove that, nigga, I'm the best of this generation. And fucking Terence Crawford gonna have to prove that, nigga, you ain't the best of this generation. I am. I'm that guy. And they've been sleeping on me. And everybody, even me, I've been sleeping on them. So Terence Crawford got to prove that. And I think this is a proving of the earth. Who's the best? Like, I'm being genuinely honest about this. This fight is about who's proving the best of this earth. Because whoever wins this fight is the best of the earth. And you motherfuckers is going to go down as the best. You top 5. I believe that. Top 5 greatest ever. They in the top 5. My honest opinion. Bro talk. All right, people, I'm out, man. I'm getting ready to go get into this fight. I gotta wash clothes and shit like that. I gotta work tomorrow, but I'm gonna watch the fight tonight. And appreciate y'all rocking with me. Nothing but love. Leave your comments, hit that like button, support your boy. It's your boy, Mr. OBF. Peace and love to the world.